All right, welcome back to the Unofficial podcast. This is episode 7, and this is the episode where it's been what? A little over a week since I quit. When did that happen? Let's see. Wednesday. I just realized I missed a week. That's okay. I was focusing on the business. Let's do a bit of a recap. So yeah, man, I feel like things have been going pretty well, like better than I expected. Car's still not sold, but I'm feeling less stressed out about that in its entirety. I'm going to try not to say that too many times. This podcast, I'm trying to be conscious of that. But yeah, I've closed 3 deals in the first week of doing consults for artists. I just did it because I feel like my offer is really good. I finished the presentation and we just jump on a call, ask people a few questions, run them through the presentation. And because what we do is crazy, people just really want to do it. So that makes it a lot easier to operate a business when you're trading something of actual value. I just did it. So yeah, it's been rewarding. Long days, a lot of work, but it's crazy, man. I feel like, you hear so much about how success is just a mindset thing, and if you put the work in, you'll get the results. Sometimes the work you put in doesn't yield the result for weeks, months, or years, but eventually it will. And, just these past couple of weeks, I've had to focus on things that would move the needle in ways that were meaningful in the moment in terms of finances so that I could, set myself up and survive. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that so far. Obviously, still work to do and still stuff to work out and things to work through. But yeah, man, super grateful that I've gotten this far. I took the leap, that it's all working out, that the universe has my back. You know what I mean? I feel like I've had so many conversations with people. I've met so many people. The busking sessions have been amazing. Just the things that have happened in the last week and a half have been crazy. Like, I don't remember the last time, if ever, that I've had, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've had 11 party days since I quit my job. One happy smiley face and some mixed emotion days, but they always ended on the party face, meaning I felt fulfilled and it was a good day. Today will probably be just a grinny face because, I kind of took the day off. I still messaged artists, like reached out to artists. I bounced the live session for the live versions for our tracks for a show that we got coming up August 16th at Darlinghurst, my first full-time gig. If you want to pull up, I'll have a link in my somewhere to get a ticket. I had BJJ today. It was fun. I feel like I'm progressing. I am running into some no-shows for these calls, but that just means I need to probably send more messages, nurture people, like nurture the leads more, and make sure everyone's keen to jump on a call. But yeah, man, it's just life. You know what I mean? This is the last week before Kira comes back as well. She's been away she's been away since July 16th. So 1 week, almost 2 weeks, and she gets back on the Sunday. So it'll be like 2.5 weeks should be gone, which has been a adjustment period. It's funny, I don't remember if I said this on the last podcast, but I feel like I don't know if manifest or jinxed is the right word, which one to use. I feel like it was for the better, so let's just say manifest. I remember saying to her before she left that, like, what if everything's different when you come back? And now it is. You know what I mean? Crazy, bro. Speaking, it shall happen. But yeah, man, like, I am, to be honest, struggling with the daily posting. Stop the R-ing because of, well, I mean, I'm still coming out on Friday, so I have a bunch of content for that. So I really only have 4 days to make content for, which would be good. I plan to edit all day today, but for some reason, I think maybe because of the weekend, I don't know. Sometimes I just take my foot off the gas and I'm like, yeah, I deserve to relax. You know what I mean? Whether that is true or not. And I'm trying to there's no actual rule book, right? There's no rule book. It's like you write your own in a sense. You know what I mean? You decide how much you want to work based off the results you want to have. And there's a fine balance between being content and happy with what you have and like resting and recovering, and also like just chilling out and enjoying free will in a sense. I don't know if that's I don't know if part of that is self-destructive or lazy or just coping for the fact that I don't feel like working. But I don't know. I'm just trying to find that balance, you know what I mean? 'Cause I feel like I am working really hard and there are a lot of things that are working for me. And, you know, in some respects, I feel like I deserve some time to just chill and watch YouTube because, like, sometimes that's just what I want to do. I just Is that 3 or 4 in 8 minutes? That's pretty good. What's been happening in the last 2 weeks since I recorded the last one? When did I record the last one? Oh yeah, here, last Thursday. So it must have come out on the 18th, the day after I quit my job. That makes sense. So what's happened since then? I've been DMing heaps of artists, booking consult calls for the business. I have been busking, and that's been going pretty well. I've started jiu-jitsu. That kind of happened spontaneously. I guess I can talk about jiu-jitsu a little bit. So I don't know what you'd even call it. Is it even a dojo or like, I don't know what you'd call the place that you go and do jiu-jitsu in, but anyway, I've been going there. It's just across the road. And I have had things that are booked during this time, like during the time that it's on, from 6 to 7, pre-booked. So I haven't been able to go every day, which is my plan starting next week. But I'm really enjoying it. I've done how many sessions? 1, 2, 3, 4. Today was my 5th session. And we're just getting the basics down. Armbar, Kimura, hip sweeps, hip escapes, passing guards, double leg takedowns, and it's all the basic stuff. And it's really fun. Like I'm proud of myself for the fact that like I push really hard, and that's kind of just in my nature. Like I'm there to do the class and to learn and to progress, and it feels good to put in hard work and to like see a result physically, because I feel like I have been missing that since I started working full time. And now that I'm not, I feel like I should, like, I have no excuse but to dedicate more time to it, because like I have more time. I have 8 hours more time in the day. What's that? 35 hours a week or whatever. So I should find an hour every day to exercise. Not every day, but 5 days a week at least, you know what I mean? So that's really exciting. As I do more BJJ, I'll probably get into more resistance training, and as my what's the word? Still conscious of my ums. As I do more BJJ, I'll start resistance training more as well. Strengthen up the joints, stay functional, tight, strong, and be able to hold the positions. Strong core. I feel like that's a really weak point for me. Always has been to some degree. But yeah, just cool. Progress on all fronts, which is crazy. I haven't been able to say that in a very long time. I guess like my relationship with Kira specifically, I guess it is growing in a sense. like not passively, but I feel like it does grow when you're apart with someone for an extended period of time. And it's like you're approaching it as like the way I've been approaching it is like, okay, this is like I'm not single, right? But this is as independent as I can be while still being in a relationship, if that makes sense. And so you don't have them to rely on as much, whether it be for emotional support or physical support or whatever, you know what I mean? So you have to rely on yourself much, much more because of the fact that, you know, the person who's closest to you is on the other side of the world. And that's been really enlightening for me. I knew it was going to be a struggle in some respects because, you know, when you spend so much time with someone every day, it's an adjustment period either way to, you know, figure out your routine. Like I've noticed around bedtime, especially, I go on my phone heaps more because usually I'd be talking to Kira or whatever before you go to sleep. But now there's no one there, so it's super quiet, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just watch a video or something as I go to sleep, which is probably a really bad habit. But I also enjoy it. So I don't know. That probably impacts my sleep negatively, and that could be why I've been slacking recently, or like haven't been working as consistently as I have been. Probably along with the fact that, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I have been working heaps, and I feel like it's just natural to swing or go through periods of intense work and then periods of less intense work. Like you can't stay at 100% all the time. It's going to ebb and flow, whether it's throughout the day or throughout the week or throughout the month. Like you go through cycles. And I mean, tracking my days through my calendar has been helpful to be able to stay conscious of like where I'm spending my time and like my general mood and feeling and what I do that makes me feel good and what I need to do to feel fulfilled. But it is kind of a double-edged sword as well because I can, number one, when I get really in the weeds with it and trying to track every single thing that I'm doing, it can be pretty time consuming. Not like extremely time consuming, but like I can spend, especially when I'm planning for time in the future, not stuff that I've just done. It can take a little bit of time up, which is obviously taking away from the fact that I'm not actually doing whatever it is in the present moment. I think you probably could count the calendar stuff as the present moment in some respect, but you're planning instead of actually doing any work, if that makes sense, which is, it's a balance between those things as well. But I forget what my point was going to be. I don't know. I do feel like these next few days could potentially be pretty tough because mentally I'm like, okay, Kira's going to be back soon. And I'm not exactly sure how much of the weekend with Dad we're going to go watch the footy, which is something that we haven't done in years. And we haven't really hung out much at all in the last however long, you know what I mean? So that'll be good. And I feel like I should prioritize that and like rebuilding that relationship to a level where like I feel like it should be with a parent in terms of just like communication and involvement in like knowing what's going on in your life, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's probably, I've talked about it a lot in my music, and I don't know if I was too harsh on them because like what I was saying was truth, but you know, you definitely hold resentment. There's flies in here. I swear I need to get fly spray or something to kill them off, but you definitely hold resentment. There was another towards your parents for the things that they did wrong to you as you were growing up. And everyone would have that, right? Because, you know, no one's perfect, and parenting is probably the most impossible task you could ever endeavor to start, which is like something that I'm thinking about more and more, and I'm really excited to like dive into at some point. I don't feel like I'm ready to do that right this second, but it's something I'm thinking about a lot. And what the prerequisite sounds like the wrong word, but it's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Like the things that I would like to have accomplished or have set up, or the way my life would like to be, especially financially. Like there's a lot of financial, I want to be, set up, for lack of a better term. I don't want to be broke and worrying if I'm going to have enough money to, pay for everything. Because I feel like, and that's a luxury. Don't like get it twisted. But I grew up like that and surrounded by people like that. And like that's the reality for most people. And it's the reality for me right now. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be able to not have that be the bottleneck to the things that I want to do, if that makes sense. Because it's something that I can control. You know what I mean? Like I can't control things going wrong and obstacles coming up. Like you're always going to have problems in your life, but I can control the amount of money that I have in my bank account versus because of, or how do I say this? I can control the money in my bank account via the actions that I take on a day-to-day basis. And it's really, I'm 26 years old now, and I'm finally, slowly, piece by piece, and I have been since I was 18, I guess, figuring out the pieces to that puzzle to financial freedom and the life that I want to live. It's been probably 5 years consistently kind of ideating, thinking about it and discovering it. It's been a slow process because I'm figuring it out largely on my own. Like I'm taking in heaps of information from people around me, and like especially podcasts and YouTube over the years. But that's everyone else's life, and while there might be principles and laws that can transfer, there's never any, okay, you do this today and you will get this tomorrow. For anyone's life, you know what I mean? Like I can book 6 calls for tomorrow, but that doesn't mean I'm going to close 6. Does that make sense? Like that's probably a poor analogy, but yeah. And I kind of forget where I was going with that. But anyway, this is going to be a shorter one too, by the way, just because I feel like the hour-long episodes, or over 30 minutes, is probably a bit excessive, and it's a lot to edit, and I'm too lazy to switch the SD card, which is the main reason why this one's going to be only 30 minutes, because I have 30 minutes left on like space on recording on SD card. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. What else am I struggling with right now? I think there's something in the back of my mind that niggles at me that like I should be doing more, and more meaning like more out in the world. Like I spend so much time in this studio and very little time out interacting with people. And I mean, if you want to become great at anything, you got to spend time doing it. And it's not like the whole time I'm in here and working. In fact, like I probably spend a lot of my time in here just fucking around and watching YouTube and doing whatever, you know what I mean? But, I turn up, I suppose, and I do get work done. What was I saying again? See, I waffle, and then I lose my point. Oh, I feel like I need to be doing more outside of this room, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm forever, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm forever wrestling with ignorance. Like you don't know what you don't know, you know what I mean? And that plays on my mind. Like what ignorance bill am I paying down? Because like the position I'm in now is due to the knowledge that I've had, and the knowledge I have comes from the obstacles that I've overcome and the experiences that I've been through. And you can't shortcut that. But looking back, like hindsight's a bitch, right? You can see how you perhaps could have sped it up or gone around it, like for lack of a better term, or avoided something that was totally avoidable. Maybe it wasn't, depends on your like the way you view life, I suppose. But yeah, it's funny. In hindsight, everything feels like you can you should have made better decisions, but in the present moment, all you're faced with is like, I think Elon Musk said it best, and this was how he described business, as like staring into the void and eating glass. You're just like, crazy. The reality is I'm making everything up as I go. You know what I mean? And I worry that the fact that I know that I'm making everything up will hold me back from any of the success that I'm trying to cultivate. Like, for instance, my main man Verse, one of my good friends, he is one of the most driven, relentless, go-getter, self-belief type people that I've ever come across. And that's really what initially drew me to him as a person, because I love that energy. I need more of that energy, and probably because I lack some of it myself. And I feel like he has taught me so much in that regard, like from the busking to everything, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you get back what you put out, and if you just have the courage to put out, you'll get it back. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But yeah, again, I forget where I was going with that, but yeah. I guess I'm a little bit worried. Like, okay, full transparency, we're supposed to sell 5 tickets per artist for this show, and the tickets are $55. And August 16th, which gives us what, a month, 4 weeks, no, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to sell 5 tickets. Surely I can do that, but then also, like, in the back of my mind, this is the problem, right? I wouldn't see myself buying that ticket, come to the event. Like, I've been offered to do that before, and like, I balked at the price of like $55 for that event. Is just like, and it's not like, I don't think the event is like, I think the event will probably be great, but for some reason, it's just paying that amount of money for the idea that all the artists are like super underground, not particularly well known. You know what I mean? Like, for me to pull $55 for a 20-minute set or whatever I'm doing just doesn't really make sense to me. And while you're there and you get to see like what, 10 other musicians or whatever are playing, and you're supporting artists and all that kind of stuff, and it's like quote unquote networking, I don't see how that like benefits the fans. But yeah, something just like, there's some incongruency for me there. And I don't know what it is, man. I just have this deep-seated like insecurity that I feel, unless it's like abundantly clear to me that what they're getting is like well worth their money, I feel bad for taking it. And I guess like that's a benefit because I'm less likely to scam people, and I'm probably going to have a better chance of having a trusted brand because of that. But I feel like it can handicap me from taking risks and valuing myself, I guess, when I should. But, you know, it's all part of the journey, I suppose. I feel like that's pretty good. We've got 3 minutes left. Covered some decent topics. Got my first session from a client I closed. Their first session's tomorrow. That's super exciting. Got some editing to do. Got some more calls. And yeah, good vibes. So I'm, like I said, this isn't going to be like a super strict thing. I want to keep this super chill and easy for me to put out. So I'm not like, this is a venting session, if anything, a documentation for me. So I don't really want to put too much pressure on it to be anything specifically. But yeah, if you do watch these, man, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Pretty crazy. But yeah, this is kind of just the vibe right now. Hope everyone has a great week. I'll keep you guys updated, and yeah, take it easy and peace.